Hey gang, look at this shit. It is the end of April and it's snowing in Saskatoon.
This can't be happening, man.
It is spring and it looks like winter outside. It's a hybrid monster. Part spring, part winter. It's Sprinkter. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Well, on that cheerful note, I am off to the cinema on this abnormally cold late April day to go check out Free Fire. I can't believe this film is flying in under so many people's radars. Look at this cast. It's got Armie Hammer, Brie Larson, Cillian Murphy, Sharlto Copley. And it's from executive producer Martin Scorsese.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
I'm down. All right, gang, I just got out of Free Fire.
Party Marty. Come on, man.
It's a big roll.
I forgot who said him.
And, you know, and I can't recall a film that I've seen thus far in 2017 that left me feeling so completely indifferent as to its overall quality. There were things that I really admired about this film. There are things that I absolutely loathed about this film. That's a very lethal 1-2 punch for most movies. There is definitive talent both behind and in front of the camera in Free Fire. And the film certainly has a stylistic hubris that I think will certainly gain attention. But you know, dramatically, this film is very hollow, and I found it kind of soulless.
Here we go. Oh, now we're cooking.
I really didn't care about Free Fire. I didn't care about anything that happened in this movie.
Whoa. Slow the roll for a minute. Public safety announcement while the rifle's hot. I'm gonna...
And I certainly didn't care about anything that happened to anyone in the movie.
Why would you say that?
What are you doing? You're just making it worse. Everybody, take a chill pill, okay? Just calm the fuck down.
You know, Free Fire is also, it's barely a movie. There is very little of any tangible plot that occurs within this film, so I'm going to leave my basic plot description to a bare minimal. This is essentially a movie about a weapons deal in a shoddy and dilapidated warehouse set in the wide-collared, porn stash-adorned 1970s.
Here he is.
1,000 apologies. Hate it when people are tardy.
Fuck the small talk. Let's buy some guns, eh?
It's about a gun deal that goes horribly wrong because of one misunderstanding between two particular characters on either side.
Check out the merch.
That's not what he ordered.
Fuck, really?
We ordered M16s, different weapon.
I'm not running a fucking pizza delivery service.
And a shit ton of violence ensues from there.
Here we go! Look out for I'm on the proud tonight!
That's all I'm really gonna say about the plot to Free Fire. You know, that's not a condemnation of the film. There are lots of minimalist films with very little narrative structure that I've actually kind of admired. But it's about what you do with the characters and the predicaments and the situations that they find themselves in that'll really make or break a minimalist film like this. And quite frankly, I just wasn't compelled by anything that happened in this film.
The bird has a point. Okay, we'd like to trust you.
And that's really sad because, again, it contains a lot of really strong actors sort of, you know, thanklessly giving it their all in their respective performances. You know, Free Fall also feels like an antiquated piece of filmmaking in the sense that it sort of comes off as one of those mid to late 1990s Quentin Tarantino clone films that's really high on would-be colorful and expletive-laced dialogue exchanges. And
Put on a bit of weight. Did somebody impregnate you?
Fuck off.
Good. Still a chance.
The fuck is that accent?
Oh, I think it's like Swiss or something.
and even higher on blood-curdling violence.
Fuck!
but not done with the same level of ethereal panache that Tarantino has brought to the table for the last 20 plus years. Free Fire feels like a film that really should have came out 20 years ago.
Okay, we'd like to trust you, but we can't because your boy has been disrespectful.
That's not to say that Ben Wheatley, the director of the film, is not talented. He really, again, brings out some good performances with some of the various cast members. In particular, Sharlto Copley. I don't know if I'm butchering that name, but you know, he always brings a sort of a live wire, unpredictable level of menace, comedic menace to a lot of his characters, and I really like what he brought to the table here in this film.
You've got two choices. One, you distract him and I leave.
What?
Or two, you kill all of these motherfuckers and I leave.
I also really liked Jack Reynor, who I neglected to mention very earlier in my introduction, and he was in the single best film of 2016 in Sing Street. I thought he was really awesome in that film. Also, he sort of looks like the love child of Chris Pratt and Seth Rogen. Is it just me?
So that's what a fucking brain looks like.
Whoa, fuck! Dude, come on. I think you're overreacting a little bit.
But, I mean, he really brought this cagey, goon-like charisma to his respective part.
Like your cardboard armor.
Protection from infection.
Armie Hammer is also in the film, and you know, I can't believe that he's not a bigger movie star than he actually is, and I thought he acclimatized himself rather well to his part.
You didn't masturbate before you got here, did you?
You what?
I told you I don't want to work with anybody who's carrying a loaded weapon.
He still has the funniest name of any actor in Hollywood. I mean, what's next? Are we going to get an actor called Navy Wrench? Brie Larson also shows up in this film. She is the only woman amidst this testosterone-laced cast.
You seem like a nice girl.
We can't all be nice girls.
But you know what? Ever since her Oscar-winning turn in Room, I've been really worried that she's been given a lot of parts, insignificant parts that really don't take full advantage of her thespian range. And
Go for the case. What? You're a bird. They're not going to shoot the bird.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Oh, you little asshole!
I like the energy that she brought to this film, but it's really a nothing part. There is a woeful lack of character development going on here. You learn next to nothing about these characters, what really makes them tick. They're defined by quirks and traits, and as a result, you don't latch on to anyone, and you don't buy into their concerns or their predicament. And as the film progresses, it becomes this sort of cerebral mind game with the audience as to, and it's kind of taunting the audience, like, who do you think is going to go next, and who do you think is going to be the last man or woman standing? I just lost my willingness to care because I didn't care about any of the personas that occupied this film. You know, another problem with this film is that it's trying to be ultra hip and self-referentially cool, and at the same time it's trying to take itself very seriously, as a heart attack, and you know, it's trying to have its cake and eat it too, and it creates this weird sort of discordant vibe throughout the movie.
You're on a different level now. The guy who represents this merchandise, his lawn is bigger than your whole fucking country.
The film's action is sort of, it teeters between exhilarating and sort of frustrating to watch at the same time. I mean, I think Ben Wheatley in the early stages has a very difficult task of trying to create some semblance of spatial geography between all of the participants, because really, essentially, the final 65 minutes of this film just basically involves characters screaming and shooting at one another.
We'd like to leave with our money. And I'm sure that you boys would like to leave with the weapons.
And then there's a lot of sort of heavy-handed dialogue exchanges between the characters that I don't think works as well as the action. This film feels both overwritten and underwritten at the same time. I think Wheatley gets a little too cute with the dialogue exchanges early on, and they don't really flow as naturally as they should. It really comes off as lines written by a screenwriter, not something that human beings interacting with one another would actually say.
Okay. This is not good for business.
Well, you know, You know, bringing AR-70s to an M16 deal is not good for business.
Neither's bringing a sex pest.
It's under control, doll.
Free Fire certainly works modestly well at times as a piece of B-grade, sensationalistic grindhouse fun. But beyond that, there's really not a lot lurking underneath. All in all, I think Free Fire kind of squandered its talent. And ultimately, I found the film very grim and barbarically violent and nihilistic, and I felt empty as I left the theater, and it really made me want to rush home as quickly as possible and take a shower.
Tell me who hired you right now!
Yeah, it's a good girl!
It was...
The fuck?
So there you go, there's my review of Free Fire. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the film. Once again, thank you very much for watching. If you could like this video, I'd really appreciate it. If you could subscribe to my channel, give me some subscribe love, that would mean the world to me. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you at the movies.
Okay.
Just give me a minute. All right, enough.
Hey?
You all right, Chris?
Get out of my...